Hey everybody, welcome to the Chapter 5 guided assignment. McKee Builders builds 1,500 square foot starter tract homes in the fast growing suburbs of Atlanta. Land and labor are cheap and competition among developers is fierce. The homes are a standard model with any upgrades added by the buyer, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so they'd like to earn a target profit of 16% of the variable cost, and similar homes are offered on the market at $205,000. No fixed costs. So our first little thing here is to say what approach should they be using. So they're going to have to do target costing because they are not price setters, they're price takers, which means they're just looking at the market and they've got to be able to sell their product at the same price as the market. So they will not have much control over the pricing because the tract homes are not unique. Meaning they're just sort of making a product that's like what everybody else has and will face stiff competition. All right, so the first question is, will they be able to achieve their target profit levels? So we'll start by calculating the target cost. So the market price of similar homes is $205,000. And the desired profit is 16% of the cost. So we'll click here to view the costs. So the total costs are $58,000 for the land, plus $120,000 for the construction, $5,000 for the landscaping, and $2,000 for other variable, or for the variable selling costs. So $185,000 is the cost times 16%. So our desired profit is $29,600. So our target full cost is $205,000 minus $29,600, $175,400. All right. So it says, given the current market price and McKee's current variable cost, the company will blank to achieve its desired profit. So remember, their costs, as they have them figured right now, are $58,000 for the land, $120,000 for the construction costs, $5,000 for the landscaping, and $2,000 for variable selling costs. So their costs are $185,000. The target cost is $175,400. So they will not be able to achieve that desired profit. And so if the selling price is $205,000, we will say the company's profit will fall short of the target by blank per home scale. So sale. So what we have to do is say, if our cost is $185,000 and we can sell it for $205,000, 205,000 minus 185,000 should be, that should be 20,000, right? If 205 minus 185. So they can make $20,000, but the target profit is $29,600. So we're going to say that our profit will fall short by $9,600. All right. So they have an idea. It says, bathrooms and kitchens are typically the most important selling feature of a home. McKee Builders could differentiate the homes by upgrading bathrooms and kitchens. The upgrades would cost $26,000 per home, but would enable McKee to builders to increase the sales price by $45,500 per home, and add about 100. Let's see, kitchen and bathroom upgrades typically add about $175 of their cost to the value of the home. If McKee Builders makes the upgrades, what will the new cost plus price be? All right, so our current variable costs for the home, which we figured out earlier, were 100 and, what was it? 185? I'll have to add them up again. 58,000 plus 120 plus 5,000 plus 2,000. So $185,000 is their current cost per home. The variable cost of the kitchen upgrade would be $26,000. So the 185 plus 26,000 is 211,000, which is the total variable cost. The desired profit would be 16% of that 211,000. So 33,760. So 211,000 plus 33,760. Cost plus price for the new home would be 244,760. All right, so the new cost plus price with bath and kitchen upgrade is actually blank the expected market price. So this is our new cost, and our expected market price would be, it says we would increase the sales price by 45,500. So we would say 205,000 plus 44,500. No, 45,500. So that'll be the new expected market price for that home. So the new cost plus price per home is actually lower than the expected market price of the upgraded house. If McKee can sell the upgraded home for 250,500 as expected, he will earn more than his desired profit. McKee should upgrade the bathrooms and kitchens so that he has more control over pricing. And that's the first problem. So let's move on to problem 2. Okay, so here's our second question. Preston Company sells designer and moderately priced fashion accessories. Top management's deciding which product to emphasize. So in essence, they want to figure out how which product will make the higher contribution margin per square foot in their store. So let's see. So our units are displayed per square foot, and so the number we can do per square foot. So they have 8,000 square feet of floor space. They can display 480 of the moderately priced goods, but and only 320 if they do the designer wear. So for designer, we're going to say 320 divided by the total square footage, which is 8,000. So you can display 0.04 designer wear per square foot of store space. And then our moderately priced, we're going to say 480 items divided by the, what was it, 8,000 square feet, gives us 0.06. Items per square foot. All right, so our contribution margin per unit is actually given to us right here. So for designer, it's 95. And for the moderately priced, it is 52 right there. So our designer contribution margin per square foot is 0.04 items per square foot times $95 in contribution margin, which is 3.8. And for our moderately priced, we have 0.06 items per square foot times 52, which is $3.12. Capacity of this in square feet of display space is 8,000. So our total contribution margin at capacity is 3.8 times 8,000, for the designer product, which is 30,400, and 3.12 or $3.12 times 8,000 for the moderately priced for 24,960. All right, so our decision then is to choose the product that's going to give us the most contribution margin at capacity. So that will be our designer goods. Of course, in real life, there might be other questions like, our sales volume at the given price point, right? Like maybe we're in a low income market, so we couldn't sell as much designer stuff. But this is simplified for this problem, is we're just going to assume that we can make more contribution margin based on that info. All right, and here's the last one. So Smith Petroleum has spent $208,000 to refine 62,000 gallons of petroleum distillate, which can be sold for $6.20 per gallon. Alternatively, Smith can process the distillate further to produce 57,000 gallons of cleaner fluid. The additional processing cost will cost $1.85 per gallon of distillate. The cleaner fluid can be sold for $9 per gallon. To sell cleaner fluid, Smith must pay sales commission of 13 cents per gallon and transportation charge of 16 cents per gallon. All right, so the first thing it wants us to do is figure out our joint costs. So that's this $208,000. Whichever decision we make, that $208,000 has already been spent. So that's a joint cost of these two decisions. So if we sell it as it is, we're going to sell 62,000 gallons at $6.20 per gallon, which is $384,400. That'd be our revenue from selling as is. Our cost of processing further would be $1.85 per gallon of distillate. So $1.85 times 62,000 gallons of distillate, which is $114,700. And then our revenue from processing further would be that we could sell the 57,000 gallons of cleaner fluid for $9 per gallon, $513,000 in revenue. Whoops, let's see what we did wrong. So we had, oh yeah, I remember this. It wants us to show these costs as negatives. So it wasn't that I actually had the numbers wrong. It was that Pearson is dumb. Technical term, they're dumb. Let's see if that's it. Okay, maybe I'm the one who's dumb. Now let's check and make sure we had the numbers right. So our revenues for the first one are 62,000 gallons times $6.20 per gallon, 384,400. That's correct. Our cost of processing further will be 62,000 gallons times $1.85 per gallon, 114,700. Our revenue from processing further is $9 times 57,000, 513,000. So it didn't like that. I don't believe it was asking us to go net of these costs, but it's telling me that something's wrong, right? So we could try that and say our costs of sales, it's not saying revenue less cost of sales, so I don't like that one. And again, maybe I'm missing something obvious here. 62,000 times $6.20, 384,400, 208,000 in joint costs, cost of processing further is $1.85 times 62,000 gallons of distillate, which is 114,700. And then our revenues from processing further are $9 times 57,000, which is 513,000. So we could try, I don't think this is going to do it, but we could try doing our $9 minus 13 cents of sales commission minus 16 cents for transportation. But we would call those expenses. We wouldn't call them as negative revenues. So I'm confused by this a little bit. And multiply that by 57,000 and get 496,470. We'll try it. I don't think that's going to be it though. Nope. So let's see what it tells us. Okay, it wanted us to lump those in with the cost of processing further. So it wanted us to take, which again, I guess it's the cost of processing further, but it's not a cost of the processing. I would separate those out. Nonetheless, so it wants us to take the $1.85 of additional processing costs plus the 13 cents sales commission plus the 16 cents transportation charge at a total cost of $2.14 and multiply that. No, that's not going to work either. By 62,000. That won't work either. So here's what they want us to do. I got them figured out now. We have to take this $1.85 times the 62,000 plus this 13 and 19, which is 29 cents total, times the 57,000 gallons. And those would be the additional costs of processing this further. So let's try that and see if we can get the number they got. So I'm going to take 62,000 times $1.85 plus 29 cents times 57,000. And that's going to be 131,230, which is what they get for their cost of processing further. So hopefully that didn't confuse you, but helped you understand the error of my ways. So now we'll say the $208,000 spent to refine the petroleum is a sunk cost that blank differ between the alternatives. Does not differ between the alternatives of selling as is or processing further. Consequently, the sunk cost is blank, irrelevant to the sell or process further discussion. All right. So now they want us to fill this out. So our expected revenue from selling the 62,000 as is 384,400. Our expected revenue from selling the cleaner fluid is 513,000. Our additional costs of processing are 131,200, 230. And so $513,000 minus 131,230 is 381,770. So if we say 513,000 minus 384,400, it's 128,600 minus 131,230. Our net revenue then is going to be negative, right? 128,600 minus 131,230, negative 2630. So our decision would be to sell it as it is, right? We're going to make more money by selling it as it is rather than processing it further. And that's it. So sorry that there was a little bit of a mess up on my part in there, but hopefully we worked through it, and now you can understand what the outcome was, and you can not feel so bad if you're not perfect, because even a person who's been doing it a long time can get confused by the way the problem is written and by what exactly we're trying to find. Anyway, have a great day. Don't be afraid to call me if you need more help.